Hello, this is Steve for Nerdy Inc. with... Oh, shit,
Alex.
That's your cue. That's your cue.
Alex is here too.
Alex is
Hi.
here too. We're going to play Unreal Tournament 2015. This is the pre-alpha version that we're playing, which is free for all. And the game is going to be free, not free to play, just free. We're going to use this sort of as a platform just to talk about upcoming releases, general gaming news, something to just sort of do while we talk. I think it's a great metaphor for the entertainment industry because it's, first-person shooter. It's
unreal.
It's unreal. It's chaotic, violent, and ever-changing. So we're getting into. Oh, there you are. Boom. Haha. We're sort of heading into September now, which is really sort of the beginning of the AAA season, I guess, of video games. Movies sort of have the summer, and video games will have pretty much until I guess through Christmas, right? Everybody puts
pretty much
out
through
around the
Christmas.
holidays. So September 1st, we have a few games. Alex, you want to talk about Mad Max? Sure. Looking forward
So
to it?
I'm really excited for Mad Max, and not just because I like the movie, but because that world is really interesting, and I'm really excited to sort of I don't really know exactly what the story is going to be, or I've tried to stay away from a lot of spoilers regarding the game.
It's my understanding that it's not connected to the world at large.
Well, I know it's
Or
not
the
really
movie, I guess.
connected to the movie, but I'm curious about. I wanted to stay away from spoilers in terms of how basically everything involving the game mechanics wise, like the trailer that just came out. What was it? 2 days ago, yesterday. How it said choose your own. I don't know how much of a choose your own sort of story this game is going to have.
Yeah, I mean, that trailer I think was trying to give us the illusion that there's going to be choice. Like you can, go all in or hang back and snipe or something like that. Which
Right. It's not as much a story thing, but I like the idea that it's going to build in a bunch of different gameplay options based on how you want to explore that world.
Yeah. I think that's really neat. I hope they pull it off. I hope it's not just like a little gimmick thing for the, sure, we'll give you an option, and then you just end up charging it with guns blazing every single time,
Right.
Which I don't think it'll be. I think it's sort of open world enough that I think they'd let a little freedom in terms of how people can approach different situations and stuff like that.
Sorry, I'm trying to murder this guy, but
I just saw I got a glimpse of you. I don't know if we're actually playing against real people or if these are bots, but whatever.
I hope to God they're real people, because otherwise I'm going to be way more embarrassed than I am. Because right now I'm just like, oh, I'm not as good as these people around the world. But if I'm playing against computers, I think I'm finally hitting my stride here. I've just killed like 4 people in a row. Come on, this guy, you're gonna die. So that's a game I'm excited for. But carbohydrates is on a killing spree.
I know he's been on me all night. Gotta stay off those carbs.
I've yet to figure out where all the good weapons are.
Yeah, you gotta let them out. So it's important to note for anybody watching at home that the game is in pre-alpha, and they're sort of open it up to the public to get feedback, and the public can help work on the game or make weapons or maps or mods as they're building the game. So that's why it looks sort of unfinished, I guess.
Looks kind of Team Fortress 2-y.
Yeah, right now it does. It's a little cartoony. So these textures are just they're placeholders for the real thing.
Nothing like back in high school when you couldn't play any real games, so you used the school's network against it and played Quake with all your friends in study halls in different rooms.
So you have played Quake?
Yeah, I have played Quake.
Yeah, so that's an arena shooter, so you're familiar with this format of gameplay?
This is true. I guess I wasn't as... It was... I am, I guess. It's not my go-to style.
It's not like an arcade shooter like Call of Duty or anything like that, I guess is the difference. I mean, I prefer stuff like this over, I guess that's what I grew up on, sort of, so. It's not like
I'm gonna kill this guy with my dinky pistol.
Ah.
Okay, so what are you excited for these days?
So September 1st is Metal Gear Solid 5, finally. Which was just I'll be buying it on PC, and that was just pushed up. The date, it was originally supposed to land later, but Konami's like, we listened to the fans and we realized that this is what they want, so we're gonna do it for them like they're the good guys. Meanwhile, they're taking other developers that they want to fire but they can't because of contractual obligations and forcing them to be janitors. And also Metal Gear Online was delayed, which I'm assuming is because they put more people to get on the PC version so they could get the port out quicker.
Mm-hmm.
So it's sort of like a bittersweet release, I think. It's not, like I'm not proud to buy Metal Gear Solid 5, but I am a huge Metal Gear fan, so I will buy it. Oops, rounded.
Hey, I came in not last.
You got 9 more kills than me.
Wow. I'm proud of that. How many more deaths did I get in you?
Only like
Wow.
3. I can do math.
I was the first one killed.
You were the first blood, but on the bad side.
Yep.
Oh, that's
I feel like
you
that's an omen for the way the game's gonna go. Ooh, what's this little toy? I don't know.
So we were talking about Metal Gear Solid 5, so we can sort of get back on track a little bit.
I have some stuff you like or are excited for.
Yeah, I'm excited for Metal Gear Solid 5. Still, even though it's really shitty how this whole thing went down, I think I feel terrible that it happened that way, and that there's this bad blood between a great director and the studio and stuff like that. But it's the last game. You get it out. It looks like it's going to be really good from everything I've been hearing. I think official reviews come out on the 23rd, I think I heard today. But ours will be later than that because we don't get advanced copies yet. So, you back shooter.
Yep. No, where I just got shot in the face.
That's really it, I can think. I'm not really into the Call of Duty thing, so I don't even know if there is one coming out this year, actually.
I assume there is. Is it Black Ops 3, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot.
I knew there was.
I really...
have one every year.
I'm not a fan of Call of Duty at all. I don't know if we want to admit to that.
I will admit to saying I'm not opposed to first-person shooters or even war-based games, arcade style, whatever you'd like to call them. I like my favorite, and I think yours is the same. My favorite. I just got launched. Where am I going? What's happening to me? My favorite World War II first-person shooter is Medal of Honor Frontline.
Yeah.
That was, to me, I liked it because it wasn't just battles. I liked that it had sort of a subtle, you go into D-Day and obviously you're just going to mow down Nazis like it's your job, because it is your job, because it's war. But I liked that, later in the game you'd sneak into a German, you'd dress up in a Nazi uniform and sneak into a house party, and it had a cool element of sort of espionage. You have missions, you have all this. It was a more versatile game, I feel like, whereas Call of Duty has gotten a little too repetitive for me. So the last one I played was also World at War. I don't know if that's good for me to admit, but that was the last one that I played because I just sort of lost interest in the franchise.
Yeah, I agree. That was sort of the last time I played it too. I hear a lot of people sort of do the same thing I sort of predicted with True Detective, which ended up happening as I'm reading people's comments about it, where they're like, yeah, it's good, there's better stuff, but it was good. And people do sort of the same thing with Call of Duty, and they're like, yeah, it's a fun game. If people like it, why do you care? Why do you complain about it? People, you don't have to buy it. And I still think that's BS, because they sell well continuously every year while adding absolutely nothing new to the genre. Or they add something new every 5 years when they realize if they put out the same exact game, people wouldn't buy it. So they add one new feature like Titans or augments or something like that, and expect people to buy it. Meanwhile, you could be playing Deus Ex, or you could be playing Unreal Tournament, which puts its heart and soul into development and being good to their fans. I think there's a lot better places for people to invest their time than Call of Duty. I think it's had its run. I think it's time to look to a different format of first-person shooters. I'd love to see a return of, I think maybe World War II shooters. I'd like to see a return, but also you could push what Frontline did in a different direction and just really flesh out, a different sort of world, and add interesting missions and stuff like that. So, I really do not care for the Call of Duty machine. Look, if you like Call of Duty, I'm not gonna not like you.
Nor do I even blame you. Like, I'm not saying you're have bad taste in video games, but
I mean, if you think it's fun, it's fun. But if you thought the first one was fun, you're gonna think the next one is fun. You're gonna think the one after that is fun. If you like the style, but you don't know what you're missing out on if you're not gonna branch out. And I think people are more likely to sort of fall back on what they know they like than try something new. I think that's a big problem too, probably with the video game industry. I mean, that's why things get greenlit. They're like, oh, this sold well, people like it, so make more of that, because that's what people want. And that's how you get in this, sort of weird stagnant place where we're just getting Assassin's Creed games every year to match Call of Duty games,
That's one of the things too that I think we have yet to see it right now, just because video games I still think are new enough. But right now, people are all on Hollywood's case because Hollywood's not making enough original movies. They're relying too much on franchises. Video games are not getting that criticism yet. Like, I think it's just starting when people are now realizing the patterns, and they like newer stories. I would like to see fewer franchise video games and more standalone games, which is why it's not really my cup of tea, but I have nothing but respect for Destiny, which was just a whole new thing.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I still blame Destiny for sort of perpetuating the same sort of style of shooting people have come to expect and put it blandly. But it's a good effort, A for effort, Bungie, when it came to sort of trying to make something community-based and change up the format. It sucks. It's kind of grindy. It's like it has the problems of generic first-person shooters and RPGs, and I think it just sort of got stuck with both of those. It ended up being grindy and kind of, not very interesting. But yeah, no, I'd love to see more stuff like, more. I don't know. I just like to see stuff different. I think, the indie game explosion is great because, even if it's not always my cup of tea, or I'm not always reaching for the indie department, I think you're going to get developers who are soon going to be running things, or get sucked into big AAA titles, and they're going to bring their unique ideas into, Valve does that a lot. They'll take modders and stuff like that and bring them onto the team, and that's how you get Portal, so...
Which is a franchise I don't mind coming back.
No, there's also only 2 of them, so...
Yeah.
But Valve can't count to 3, that's the joke, so...
Nor do I think they want to.
No, I think they want to. And you know what? That's fine. I don't know. Like, there's that recent news that the Elder Scrolls will not be returning for a while because they're going to focus on Fallout 4. And, I think that's really refreshing to actually hear a studio be like, oh, we're not going to do this right now.
We completed this one. We need to immediately turn on the machine to crank out the next one.
Right, exactly. And it was like, we're going to take the time, and yeah, there's, parallels to Fallout and the Elder Scrolls, but it's nice to see them focus, and CD Projekt Red said the same thing about The Witcher. They're like, you're not going to hear anything about Cyberpunk 2077 until we're completely done with The Witcher 3, and all the expansion packs are out, and we've supported it, and we've updated it. And it's just so nice to see a developer doing that, and I give them and, Bethesda a lot of credit for focusing on making a quality project. I mean, going back to Call of Duty, like, the format itself, like, they have 2 developers working on a franchise just so they can crank one out every single year. That's insane. That's insane. I mean, I guess we're sort of seeing that in movies. That's sort of the Marvel, the MCU thing, I guess. You got multiple directors working on multiple projects, and then every once in a while you got, the Avengers movie, I guess.
Right.
Bring them all together. That's slightly different, but...
But one of the things also that I and I'm sort of amazed at how divisive this is going to be when I say this, but this is going to be divisive when I say this, is that I prefer story in a video game to gameplay and just environment. Because I know a good amount of people who basically will say, the story's not important, isn't as important to me. I like as long as I have sort of a a cool environment and like a cool world to explore. I don't really care as much about the story, which is the exact opposite of how I go into video games.
I'd say I can go both ways when it comes to that. I think that if if a game doesn't have a good story, the gameplay better be really freaking great. Like it has to be really, really good. I'm trying to think of a good example of something that's like that, and it's falling short because I'm trying to. Oh, that guy ran right into my blob.
I have a good friend who said he doesn't care a heck of a lot about the story of BioShock because the world of Rapture is so cool to him, and he would like more of a look at sort of just exploring that world as opposed to having sort of a big story.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think it depends on the game because you have things like isometric RPGs that are pretty much almost all story, in the game. There's gameplay there, but it's a lot of text and it's a lot of reading, and I think that's like great if that's what you want,
Mm-hmm.
It really just depends on the game, I think. Deus Ex, I think, had that problem. It had really good gameplay, and then just a really bad story and not that great writing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. So what do you think of Unreal Tournament 2015 so far?
That's pretty fun. I'm not nearly as good as these maniacs.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm holding my own better than I thought I would.
I think you are.
I'm not coming in last every single round.
Yeah, none of us are, actually. That's kind of a surprise. Yo, I'm digging the bio rifle a little bit more than I used to. I didn't know, you can fire big blobs and leave them on walls, and people will run into them. And if you fire a big blob, you can... Ooh, two people just, killed each other.
God, I don't know who... I was in between two different people, and I couldn't focus on one of them because they were both focusing on me. Because there was a wall between them.
Come back.
I'm going to get away from you.
I gotcha. I'll avenge you. I did. I got him.
Thank you.
So, that's it.
This was something that we did on a whim.
Yeah.
This whole video.
We just sort of did it. You can probably tell we just sort of did it. But I had a lot of fun doing it, sort of talking about the state of the industry. So, I think we'll probably do more of these. If you are interested, if you guys are interested, if Alex is interested.
I'm interested. I'm curious what sort of form this will take. This is a very structureless episode of Thing, whatever. We haven't even come up with a title for it yet. But it's very structureless right now, but we're willing to add structure to it, sort of make it about a specific topic moving forward, or keeping it structureless. So let us know what you think of this sort of format thing.
Yeah, feed us topics. Like I said, Unreal Tournament is free, so feel free to join us. Maybe if we get enough people, we could just sort of have a little Nerd Talk server of our own.
Yeah, actually, that's a fantastic idea.
So let us know. We will we'll gladly let you know when we're going to do this next. We'll tweet it out. We'll tweet out the server. Like I said, Unreal Tournament's free, so no investment on your part. You just need a PC to run it. Maybe we'll expand to consoles or something, but we're getting kind of ahead of ourselves there. So I think that's it for me. Is there anything else for you?
Not really, other than this one. You're gonna freaking die! Oh! Sorry, I was in an intense shootout with Lolly Q.
Those
whatever
Germans.
This guy. He shot me again. I hate this guy.
He's on a killing spree.
Well, good for him. He sucks.
Grenades.
Now I'm in last place because of him.
Ooh, yeah,
I'm gonna shoot him in the head.
I'm right above you though. Hello. So
I think I'm gonna cut my losses on this one.
For all things nerd, keep it right here.
Nerdy Inc.
Nerdy Inc.
Woo.